Hello and good evening to every Liberians. Again, welcome to Civic Voice Liberia, a platform where your voices are heard, a platform where we speak truth to power, a platform where every Liberians or every individuals are equal. Today, we are going to be looking at the impact of the uncompensated demolition exercise in and around Monrovia. Again, we are going to be discussing the impact of the uncompensated demolition in and around Monrovia. As we all know, in recent time, under this regime, there was a proliferation of demolition all over. If I'm not mistaken, that process is still ongoing. They are still demolishing homes across Monrovia and its environment. Some of these places that they are demolishing belongs to private individuals and some belong to government. Now, here is the point too. We have several laws on the book that protect residents of a particular land. A land that has been occupied for years, for over 10, 20 years. And the residents who have been occupying that land, who has developed that land, we have law who protects them, especially when the owner of the land has not shown up for over 20 to 30 years to develop those places. Some of these lands that we're discussing, owned by private individuals, were sold to those very people occupying those places. Some of them stay overseas for years, over 40 years, 50 years, and they just came back to Liberia. Go to the Supreme Court, use financial violence, and get the residents evicted. Whole community, you just go there, break everybody's homes down without proper legal procedures, sometimes overnight, sometimes a very short notice, and you just break people's homes and get them displaced. The one that happened in Town, I saw older men, women sleeping at the demolished site, nowhere to go. They were sleeping there. At night, they make fire, sit around the fire at night, spread their blankets on the ground and sleep in the cold. Some of them had children with them, the women. I saw one elderly woman sleeping in the cold there, out there, because there where she been living, her home got demolished and she had nowhere to go. In the second barrack, the president spoke. When they asked the president as it relates to reconsidering a decision of the army taking that particular place. We know the place belonged to the army, but those people have occupied that land for years. What did you do, Joseph Boaga? You served as vice president under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration for 12 years. Didn't you know that that place belonged to the army? You don't allow the people to overstay on the land, knowing fully well it's for government, and the very government sit and watch the people stay there for years, 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, and you just wake up one morning, you want them to just leave, vacate the place just like that. These people, some of those people settled over there because of the war. During the war, they came there and settled there. and they were allowed by government to be there. You just come and demolish a place. You just come, not even demolish, but evict them. You just evict them. They should go. Where are they going? We know very well that the land belongs to the government, it belongs to the army. But when you have allowed your citizens, a government that care for its citizens, you have allowed them to stay there for that long period of time, and you want to evade them, you cannot do it abruptly. Now, let's go to, we are going to see precedents. During the administration of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, there is a land at this place here, 24th Street, around this place, Samuel Struggle, right adjacent Samuel Struggle. That place was a whole community that was occupied by ordinary Liberians, struggling masses. You have zinc houses over there, you have mud houses over there. I mean, most of the structures over there were dilapidated, and people were managing their life there for years. That community existed. When the high power delegation was coming to Liberia during Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time to discuss important economic issues, including Bill Gates, the government thought it wise to demolish that structure from the road to give the road a very good facelift, because it was not looking good there at all. Yes. And they were also ready for the land. I think whosoever owns the land was ready for it, or if it was the government who owned it, they were ready for it. They were ready to use it. So they wanted the people out. The demolition, the notice was very short. They demolished the homes. Victims are crying. What did Ellen Johnson Sirleaf do? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf at the time made available money. They allocated budget to compensate residents of that particular place. We were there and we monitored the process closely, making sure that everybody there was compensated. Even those that were left out due to corruption, we stood up for them. And the government still, even though they made the first money available for everyone, but they still went into their cover and produced another funding for those who were left out. That's what a responsible government do. They did not allow them to just be displayed everywhere. I listened to one of a well-known Unity partisan on Spoon talk show, saying that, oh yes, a very reckless statement he made, that let the people go where they belong. They should send them out of the city. They should go back. In fact, they are the ones that are making the city to be overpopulated, so they should go back where they belong. Can you imagine that statement coming from a Liberian? Because you sit overseas and you support a particular government, whether they go against your friends, like you don't really care, and you just talk anyhow. These people you're discussing, they are Liberians. They are not foreigners. They too deserve to live in the urban area. They do deserve better life. Government refused to provide basic social amenities for her people. But instead of thinking on finding job for people to do so that they can be able to afford good living, so that they can be able to improve their living standard, build houses, buy their own land, I mean, live in decent houses around. You're not doing it. Instead, you are demolishing their homes and making them homeless. Now, what is the impact on this kind of demolition? And here are some of the impacts. Increased poverty and hardship. And you think that economy will be better with all of that situation? You have homeless people all on the street. They have nowhere to go, and you think their livelihood is okay? You, the leader, you have the responsibility to make sure job is available, to make sure Liberians live a better life. And you just made all of them homeless, no job, nothing. How do you expect them to survive? Your party chairman went there, Unity Party chairman went there and said people are, creating a kind of situation where they will be demolishing people places for their government to look bad. What about the barrack that the president said God is not making new land? The land belongs to the soldiers and the army is going for their land, so everybody there should, vacate the place. He said it. What about that one? What about Roto Town, where people homes were demolished by the very government? You are the chairman of that political party that is in power, and you say people trying to undermine your government, whereas it is the government itself doing the act. You increase criminal activities. People, there were men, there were boys and men living in those real houses that you throw outside. They have no other way, they have no home. At least they were resting over there and going a day hustling from hand to mouth, finding food on a daily basis, but you throw them out, nowhere to sleep. In the night, the next thing, in search for money to rent place, most of them will resort to criminal activities. You think it's safe to have a group of young people in the street where they have nowhere to sleep? You think it's safe? This can even lead to social unrest. It can create instability. You don't treat your citizens in this form and manner. Just recently you were campaigning. And so that guy, when I listened to him, when he said, oh yes, let the people go where they belong. Yes, 2029 is coming. Probably they will be telling you go where you belong as well. They will have the power to send you where you belong as well. Let's stop this. I think there should be justice for these people. I believe the government should reconsider and see how best they can compensate these homeless Liberians. Let them compensate. Let there be compensation. Other leaders, they not throw people out, but they build homes for them. President, we are build housing units around. I'm not praising, I'm not saying he's heaven on earth. No, I'm not saying he's better than other leaders. No, I'm not comparing. I'm only looking at what he did. He built housing units, and that's the reality. Popo Beach, Nima, now the three housing units almost every Grand Cape Mon, housing units. That's what we expect you to do. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in Monrovia, the NASCO village. You should build those housing units, relocate people, or you compensate them. So, folks, this is all we had time for today. And tomorrow we are going to be here with another fascinating topic as another edition of the program Talk of the Day. Until we meet again, I say see you. Bye-bye.